So what we're going to do is create a brand new table. We're going to wait to enter the data into the table until after we've done the relationship. Because quite often if you miss key data and then you try to do a relationship, you can't. So it's safest to actually relate the tables before you enter data. So we're going to go ahead and go into create and choose table. And this is a fairly small table. We're going to go ahead and add a short text field. And field 1 is highlighted, so I'm just going to key in product ID right over the top. And then we're going to press enter and choose short text again. And we're going to key in discount. Then we're going to come back to our ID field. And we're going to change it to date and time. And we're going to right click and rename this one. And we are going to call it week. Now, at this point, actually, because we have relationships existing, we are probably going to, we'll try to relate it, and then if it doesn't let us, we'll have to add at least one record. I'm going to go ahead and save. We're going to key in discount. That is the name of our table. Now we're going to close it. We'll go into Database Tools and Relationships. And you'll probably have to click on Show Table and double-click on Discounts to add it. And how we're going to be relating this is one product can have multiple discounts. So we're going to drag the product ID from the product table to our product ID in the discount table. And we'll just double check to make sure the tables and fields are right. Turn on all of our rules and click on create. And that worked just fine. And let me move, I'm going to move these up. I'm kind of weird about my tables. I like them organized in a certain way. And let me save. And I believe the next step they wanted was the relationship report. Now that you know how to get there, it's not really necessary that you go in each time. I'm going to go ahead and close. And at this point, they do want us to get some records into discounts. And the records that you need to enter are in figure 2.9. And it doesn't matter if you go across by row or down by column. When you're entering the primary key, it has to be unique. And it's a little unusual to see a date as a primary key. It just means you could not have two entries on the same day. Product ID has to exist in the product table or it will not let us enter the record. And this is why I like to do the relationship before I type, because if you make a typo, even if it's just putting a space in front of the product ID, it won't let you relate the table. And those types of errors are super hard to find. Okay, so you guys can kind of get the hang of this. I'm not going to make you watch me enter all of these records. The important thing is that you get the primary key in. And like I said, you can go across by row, you can go down by column. It doesn't really matter how you do it. So I'm going to go ahead and save. And you kind of get the gist of how this works. I'm going to close this. And we're going to go back into our relationship window. And they want us to edit a relationship. So if you remember, there was one that we did not turn on the integrity rules, the cascade rules for. And so at this point, we're going to be editing that relationship, and it was between products and orders. So to edit, you have to actually point at the join line, right click, and edit the relationship. Okay, and then you can come back in and turn on the integrity rules and click OK. So we're going to save. And there is another little adjustment they would like us to make to this. They actually no longer want discounts and products related. So we're going to right click and delete the relationship. So do you want to permanently delete it? We're going to say yes. This doesn't delete any data. It just removes the relationship between these two tables. Okay. So basically these two tables would not be sharing data anymore. And so we'll go ahead and hit save. And at this point, we're going to close. And you do want to make sure you have all of the data entered into discounts.